Hello, everyone. So this is week 9 of the 1.33 Kubernetes release cycle. My name is Daniel. I'm happy to be the host for this release team meeting. So as always, please be aware this is a Kubernetes community meeting, which falls under the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which boils down to be excellent to one another. This meeting is recorded and will be publicly shared to YouTube, most likely to exist for the rest of eternity. So please be mindful for what you say. So let me share my screen really quickly, and then we can get started. Here we are. All right, so we're in week 9. In open discussion, I think there's a link to our 1.33 retro. So if there's any comments or suggestions that you have about the release process, throw it in there, and we'll have the retro meeting hosted by Katz to discuss. But beyond that, do we have any open discussion items beyond that? If not, we can go ahead and progress through to the updates. So first up, we'll have the enhancements. So if there's anyone from the enhancements team, would you be able to give your update for this week?
Hi, Daniel. Hi, everyone. Enhancements current status is green, and there's not much of an update from enhancements. The tracking numbers are out there. Total caps that we have considered for this release is 78, and only 20 have been yet tracked for code freeze. We have a long number yet to go, with 58 at risk for code freeze, and we'll be continuing to track the caps as we approach the code freeze deadline.
Perfect. Thank you. Are there any questions for enhancements? If not, we can move on to release signal. Is there anyone from release signal here to give their update?
Yep, I got that. Things are looking pretty good. We were green for cutting the beta 0 release, so that happened. Was it last week or I forget when exactly? But that was good to go. We don't have any major issues right now. We are tracking. There are a few issues targeted to 1.33. Currently, it looks like 12, and there are some PRs in flight. Looks like one merged even from the APAC meeting, so there's 25 total. But things are looking good at the moment.
Perfect. It's good news. Any questions for release signal? If not, let's move on to docs. So docs team, you're up for your update.
Hey everybody. So our current status is green. We've reached the branch sync PR for the week and has also been merged. The release notes for Alpha 3 has also been merged recently, so we've worked on that. Next up, we will be working on the release notes for Beta 0. And yeah, that's pretty much what we have planned. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Are there any questions or comments for docs team? If not, let's go to comms. Anyone from the comms team like to give their update?
Yes, this is Aus from comms. So our current status is yellow. As always, our progress is present in the issue linked in the notes. We currently have a few items in progress. The first one is the feature blogs. So we had the deadline for feature blog placeholders last week. We are tracking 20 feature blogs opt-in. And this week we are giving KEP owners some time, and we will probably check those PRs again next week. The second topic is release highlights. We have completed a first outreach to all SIGs to ask for release highlights. We have a discussion open linked in the doc. So far, we got one SIG response in the discussion and another response offline. The deadline is set to Tuesday, 25th this month. So we will probably reach out again to SIGs at the beginning of next week. And lastly, we have the mid-cycle sneak peek. We are currently working on a draft within the comms team. So once the text settles there, we will open a PR with the blog. The goal is to have the PR ready for review by the end of this week. But since the target to publish this mid-cycle blog is on the 24th of this month, and that timeline is quite tight, we are marking our status to yellow. I think that's everything.
Cool. Are there any questions or comments to the comms team?
Yeah, on the mid-cycle blog, as soon as that PR is open, make sure that you tag me and Natalie, and ideally also ping me on Slack. We can absolutely get that reviewed before the 24th. You can ignore the kerfuffle in Slack
Okay,
for
thank
that
you.
one. Y'all are doing fine. I
Thank you.
promise.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ken.
I'm also available for that, Ryota, if you want, or anyone to reach out to me. Feel free.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's amazing to have so much support around this. So yeah, I think it was, we were debating whether we should set the status to green, but yeah, I think we can probably get there. So it's probably greenish yellow. So I think it's great to have all the support. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, team. Any further comments or questions? If not, we can move over to release branch management. I think Mateo's on the call. Do you want to give an update here?
Yep. So we had a little bump on the release signal process, but it's been addressed. It's a process issue that I was not aware of. We're gonna just update the documentation, and that should be good. And the release cut went well yesterday, aside from a minor bump. But yeah, beta 0 happened yesterday. 8th of April is the next one, RC 0. And yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Thanks, Mateo. Any questions for release branch management?
Just a minor question for me. There was some discussion about maybe moving the cuts from Tuesday to Wednesdays or Thursdays, like later in the week. Any plans on following up on that, or?
I think we decided not to do it this release. I think it needs a wider collection of input from not just release signal, but also like the rest of SIG release and the branch management team. So after talking to Wendy, we decided we're not doing it this release, but that is a good retro item to add, which I can do and tag the relevant people.
That is already a retro item, and the person who added that retro item is in this call currently.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts yesterday as we were taking a rather long day to get everything done. I think it would be probably good to figure out deconfliction for all, for all of the cuts, including the .0. And we have mostly done that kind of like in an ad hoc basis over previous releases. Like we'll figure out, oh, we should delay the patch releases until tomorrow to let the regular releases go through, because we always have the patch releases on Tuesday. So I added it as a retro item because I think it's worth discussing more long-term as we do schedule building and stuff. But great minds think alike.
Yes, indeed. Cool. So any more questions or comments around release branch management? If not, we can move on to our lovely EA. Angelos, anything for us?
No major updates. Great work so far, everyone. As we already said, like just a heads up for the retro. For the people that are new to the release team, it's especially important. This is, the one way, not the one way rather, but rather the most powerful thing that you have, the most powerful tool that you have to raise feedback to the team and improve the process. If anything feels slow, or if anything feels that it can be better, it's a great way to raise this and discuss it and improve the process. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Cool. Thanks, Angelos. Next, our lovely release lead, Nina, anything for us?
Yes. So retro is next week, not today. So next week, if you didn't get an invite, please reach out. If you can't make it, you can still add items to the retro doc. So and just make sure that someone on your team can present them. I sent out the mid-cycle email update last week, so you can check that out. And then we're halfway done with the release, or more than halfway done. Scary. So leads can start thinking about succession. You don't have to, immediately narrow down like today, but since we're halfway through the release cycle, you should start thinking about who out of your shadows would be a good successor for the next release.
Cool. Thanks, Nina. And last but not least, SIG scalability. I don't know if there's anyone on the call, but their status is green. Cool. So that's the last thing. Are there any other items that we'd like to discuss with the recording on?
Yes, I have one quick announcement. I will be stepping down as the release team sub-project owner after this release. It's been a good 4 years, but I need a break. I'll still be around probably on the release engineering side, but I'll be here until the end of the release. Feel free to, come chat with me about anything.
Thank you, Grace. I'll miss you.
I'll
You were
miss-
you were an excellent teammate slash open source coworker. And I think we did some really cool stuff for the release team together.
+1.
Yeah, and thanks, Grace, for all these years. Jeremy, did you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to give Mateo a shout out for pushing the beta stuff through yesterday. Ran into some weirdness with the package building. Had to do some extra restarts of stuff, and just wanted to on the
No
record say
worries.
thanks.
I had a mojito on my hands, so it was all fine.
That's perfect. Cool. Are there any other things that we want captured on the recording here? If not, I'll go ahead and stop that.